Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do this soft glam makeup look, and I hope you guys enjoy. So I've already primed my face, so the pigmentation on my face can look a lot more better, and I'm going to be using the Dual eyebrow brush, so I can actually brush my eyebrow with that, and it will be all prepped for the eyebrow powder. So for this part of the tutorial, as you can see, I'm using the eyebrow gel to brush my eyebrow up to make as bushy as possible, so I can actually get a outline that I desire, because I wanted to make sure that the stroke at the end of my eyebrow is not actually visible, so I don't have to use concealer to hide them off. I can actually use them instead to actually make a shape with my eyebrow. I literally drew a big line over my eyebrow after doing the gel, so I can actually see exactly what I need to be using as a shape, and the foundation helps me to even outline that even more. So when it comes to the middle part of your eyebrow, you would want to take off a bit of excess powder off the brush, so the stroke of the eyebrow powder can be as light as possible, so it can look really natural. So my aim here, as you can see, compared to the end of my eyebrow and to the middle of my eyebrow, the intensity of the eyebrow powder is completely different, so it's a lot more lighter, so it can look really natural. So let's start. One of my favorite part of doing my eyebrow is I'm currently using concealer to just make my eyebrow look as neat as possible. As you saw there, I flipped the eyebrow brush. This is to make sure that the concealer is consistent throughout the whole line. So you will start from the beginning, and then when it's starting to be light, you flip around so it can look as nice and neat as possible. For this part of the makeup, I'm going to be using setting spray and beauty blender. So I'm just spraying the setting spray on the beauty blender so you can blend in with my skin as much as possible. So the most important part for this stage of the video is to make sure it's all blended in really well. So when you do your foundation and you do your entire face, everything blends in really well. So make sure that the concealer on your eyelid is really nicely blended. It doesn't look as light as it is. And I'm just using a flat brush just to get rid of the excess part of the concealer that's left between my eyebrow and my eyelid, so it can be as blended as possible and look really natural as well. So I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty foundation for the top part of my eyebrow. I do this because I want my eyebrow to look as natural as possible at the top, especially because the forehead, you would want the foundation there to not be light as you would have it at the bottom part of your eyebrow, because you would normally have eyeshadow at the bottom part of your eyebrow. So I'm using the Fenty Beauty foundation. Even though it looks really light, once I blend it in, it looks really natural and it's the perfect shade for my skin. And I'll also put some more on my forehead, because my forehead is like the darkest part of my whole face. So I want it to all blend in together. So I add some foundation on there and make sure it's blended really well so it looks natural. time to make my skin look flawless. So now I'm just using foundation under my eyes, on my cheekbones, on my jawline, and I'm on top of my lid as well, because I've realized that it's really dark around there. So I just want the foundation to be there as much as possible and blend it in really well so it can look really natural. And I'll put a tiny bit on my forehead, because although I've already put foundation on there, I just want to make sure it's really blended in. So I'm going to blend everything together now and make it look really nice. I actually love this foundation. Look how well it blended with my skin. It literally looks like a second layer of skin that just looks amazing. Everything just came together so well. So now I'm using the Born This Way concealer for under my eyes. I decided to take a new step with my concealer this time from watching a YouTube tutorial. So from that YouTube tutorial, it showed that it's better to use a concealer just underneath your eyes. So just on the dark part, not to actually drag it out to your cheekbones, because this might put a proper contour line. When you want a soft glam, it's really good to just make as natural as possible. So I'll just add a little bit and then use my beauty blender to blend it as I'm going to my cheekbone, but not too far out. And then if I need more, I'll add more, but normally I don't need any more. So this is a really good step to actually take if you don't want to have a harsh contour line on your face, or contour light on your face. You can just do this step. It's really nice and easy. You just literally put the concealer right under your eye, just a little bit as you saw in the video, and that's it, and you'll look flawless. For this part of your makeup, take your time. Literally, if you want to add more concealer, add more concealer. Just take your time to blend it really well, because this is what's going to make your whole makeup look really nice. And I'm just going to use the Sylla foundation. This foundation is really dark than my skin, so this is for contouring more than anything. I'm going to be using around my nose, around my cheekbone, just to enhance my cheek and to contour my nose as well. I have the best tip to contour your nose, which I've learned from new videos. Stay tuned and you shall learn more. As I don't want my forehead to look really big, because I use the same shade foundation as my face, I've added a little bit of a dark foundation on my forehead just to make it a little bit dark, and then my forehead will look a tiny bit more smaller than what it looks like right now. Do you get what I mean? So one of the best tips I've actually learned is to use this type of brush. I completely forgot the brush name, excuse me. But you use this brush to actually blend the contour line from your nose into your eyelid. This is actually a game changer. I feel like I'm going to do this for all my makeup. I've learned this watching the video, and it's just, I feel like it just makes the contour line on your nose even more better by blending it in into your eyelid, because it gives it that natural look. It makes it look like this is how my nose actually look like. For this part of the video, I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer from Beauty Bay just to highlight my nose and around my mouth as well, so it can just give it that lovely definition. Because I've used the other one just to get rid of my dark eye circle. Now I want to use one for highlighting my nose after contouring it. And I'm using the same brush that I actually used to contour my nose, so the concealer doesn't look as bright as it would be if I didn't use that excess powder from the dark foundation that I used on my nose. To set my foundation, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I can't even say that word. So for this part of the video, I don't want my makeup to look too harsh, as I don't want the contouring to look really obvious, because we're going for a soft glam makeup look. So we want the makeup on our face to look soft. So we want it as soft as possible. So for that reason, I'm only using a little bit of powder at a time, just adding slowly, and I'm just using a little bit as I would use a normal face powder, just to put it around my face so that part of the makeup can set and look nice and natural, and it can stay for ages as well. So I'm using around my smile line as well, because I smile too much, which has actually made my smile line a lot more bigger than what it is, and using the translucent powder around my smile line just helps to decrease that effect. For my face area, I'm using a big powder brush just to blend in all the powder around my mouth, around my chin, and then I'll swap to a smaller brush so I can use that around my eyes. It's easier for me to brush it off. As you can see, the movement I'm using, it makes it a lot more easier if you use a smaller brush. The first eyeshadow I'm going to be using is from the Patricia Bright eyeshadow palette called Jet Setter, as you saw from the image. So one of the most important thing about using a dark brown eyeshadow around your creases is actually making sure it's blended very well. That's why you can see me just keep blending and blending and blending, making sure it's blended in very well. And I actually watched some YouTube videos on how to contour your nose, and I found that when you use your eyeshadow and then bring it into the corner of your nose, it give it that proper definition. I don't know if you can see, but it looks so good in real life. My camera is not giving me justice right now. It looks so good. Your nose just looks nice and pointy. Even though I love the shape of my nose, this just enhanced it even more. This is a game changer. This is something I'll be doing forever. But yeah, just using that around your eyeshadow here just gives it that really nice high definition. Now I'm going to be using the Nikki Tutorial eyeshadow palette, which you can find from Beauty Bay. I'm using the Rosy Cotton eyeshadow at the moment, just for the middle part of my eyeshadow. This eyeshadow palette is so beautiful. I absolutely love it. It's so like, it just gives you word of inspiration like I am me, you are you. And then the front cover is so amusing. There's one side which is like shaming, makeup shamers, and then there's another side which is so beautiful and colorful. I absolutely love this eyeshadow palette. It's so nice. I'll show you a picture just here. Now I'm using the all in shade for the eyeshadow on the corner of my eye to just enhance my makeup even more. So I'm going to be using the eyeshadow blender brush again, and I'm going to be using the Patricia Bright eyeshadow palette with the brown sugar shade, just to go over the dark brown that I've already added, so it's not as dark as it was before. And I'm going to make sure that's blended in very well so my eyeshadow can look really nice and, you know, neat and blended in, so it can look really nice and just have that soft glam look at the end. I would definitely recommend, if you have hooded eyes just like mine, you start your eyeliner just in the middle and then go out, especially if you have eyeliner on, because this makes it so much easier. I just literally added eyeliner from the middle going out, and then after applying my eyelashes, and then I add eyeliner just round the corner of my eyes, so it just looks like I have eyeliner all around. And one of my favorite things to do is to use orange eyeshadow as a blusher. You can always get orange blusher, which I'm looking forward to buying soon. But for now, I'm using the orange eyeshadow from the Patricia Bright eyeshadow palette, just to make my face look a bit more alive. Now I'm going to use the setting spray just to set everything in and to stop my makeup from looking cakey. And a bit of mascara just to give it a lovely finished look. I would definitely advise using mascara before pulling your eyelashes on, so it blends in well when you actually add on your eyelashes to your eyes. And this is me showing you how to do eyelashes. You just put some glue on there. Any type of glue you have, you can just put that on, and then after that just stick on your eyes. This is actually the first time it was easy for me to do my eyelashes. Normally I struggle for so long, especially in the corner of the eyes. So I would definitely advise, when putting your eyelashes, just make sure you keep your hand in the corner of your eyes so you can actually stay for ages. But normally when I pull it on, when I'm taking my hand off, the corner of my eyes is not stick on properly, which is really annoying. But this one actually went okay. Voila, so both of them have been done, and now I'm just gonna put some eyeliner on the corner of my eyes. If you have hooded eyes just like me, it's best to actually do the line and then after do the corners, so it's just right, you know, it looks perfect. And then you can do the top part as well. I know you can't see it, but it will be just a thin line. Sometimes you don't even have to add eyeliner on the top part, it still looks good. The part that actually makes your eyeshadow and eyebrow look even more nicer is using highlighter between them, just to make them pop even more. This is one of my favorite parts. And then yeah, just making sure it looks really nice and thinned out and blended in, and it looks really good. Normally I would use the same highlighter as the corner of my eyes because that makes it go very well, but this time I just used a different eyeshadow because I really wanted to experiment with eyeshadow I have actually. And then I'm just using a little bit on my nose as well, just to highlight that, make my contouring looks even better. My lip liner is run out a bit, so, and I needed a sharpener as well, so that's the reason why I haven't actually lined my lips properly in this video, but using just the top part of it made it look nice. And then I just went in with my lipstick. I did put a bit of pink lipstick before adding this one. I didn't like the pink lipstick, so I just thought, let me just use a bit of nude, mix them together just to get that lovely pinkish nudish lipstick, which goes with my glam look as well. So I was quite pleased with the lipstick result actually. One of my best tips is mixing your lipstick to see what color you can get at the end. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching my videos, guys. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.